It does have storms and that kind of thing, yeah. Right, it's looking for glide slope and localizer. It should pick it up when we turn. You can see the diamonds though. Get up little one today, catch service action. Nice. Okay, glide slope and localizer. 10 DME. Mist was 3000. So why are you... It should ignore that, shouldn't it? Although it's enunciated there, it shouldn't constrain it. Because it's on the glide slope. So it should follow that now, not this, I believe. Let's see what it does. Yep. Right, approach speed. $8 DME.
$2,500.
Let's go flaps 2. Airfield's in sight. Okay. Right, 6 DME. We'll get the gear down now.
Can't wait for the nice and cold drink unless we find pups, then we join him.
Oh. Thank you, Valencia. Right, 3 green. Flaps and spoilers are correct. Speed is good. 3000 set. Landing gear, autopilot. Got an altitude set. Auto thrust is required. No blue. Everything's extended. We are all good. Autopilot disconnected. My aircraft. Right. Slight right to left wind. You haven't missed anything, pups.
$1,000. $500.
A little bit off center.
$100 above. Minimum. $100. 50, 40, 30, 20. Retard.
Floaty, floaty. Man, that floated. I think that slight tailwind might have something to do with it. It was smooth, it was a bit off-center and it was a bit floaty, but I'll take it. We had a slight right to left wind and then it swung round just behind. Came a tailwind. Right, runway's yours, Alex. Just going to clean up here. Let's get the turn off lights on. Let's get those off. Turn the old taxi light on. Oh, not that one, that one. Bring the flaps up. Disarm the spoiler. Turn off the chrono. But lucky we might see Alex coming in. I don't suppose you can say where you are, Alex. You're probably busy flying, right? You're right behind us. Oh yeah. How come I didn't see you come in on the runway? The heck? Have you ever heard of separation, Alex? You turned off the runway as I touched down. That sounds very dangerous. Thinking of taxiing straight to the end of this and parking in the... There's like a big arm that comes out with a bunch of gates on it. We'll go there if we can. Did I know they put the SR-72 in the game? What, Microsoft did, or a third-party developer? At the moment, perhaps, yeah, we'll be going to Southampton after this. Is the plan. Yeah, look at that windsock. That wind turned around. There's a stratospheric flight challenge in the Top Gear update. Okay. You mean Top Gun update? This will do us. Don't know what Alex went. Okay, APU is available. If it turns that one off, does it? It's very annoying. Right, commence deboard. That jetway came right over. Alex's aircraft is being towed by a power generator unit. Look at that. That's amazing. That's brilliant. Alex, that's cheating, mate. You can't do that. That is completely cheating. Alright, pup, see you in a bit. Alright, GPU is in place, so we should have ground power, which we do. Switch to ground power, turn that off. We'll let them out. Go on then. There you go. Welcome to Dublin. These like black blobs of tarmac are a bit odd, aren't they? You've got all this kind of concrete and then these bits of tarmac. That can't be right, surely. Is Dublin like that? Or is that some weird scenery thing? Partial resurfacing. What, is it actually like that then? It's a shame these loader vehicles don't turn up automatically. Like, it opens the cargo doors, but it doesn't bring the vehicles in. Which is a bit annoying. And I don't think there's an option to make them appear either. So you have no control over it. Let me quickly take a picture. That. Got that on the Volanta flight. Add screenshot. There we go. It's actually a bit like that IRL. Interesting. That's weird then. Canada Flying Eye, how you doing? Bob Martin, thank you for 25 months. Chris James, thank you for 11. Alright, let's plan the next flight. So, let me turn that off. Let's have a look. That is going to be our flight today. It's a new one, so we're going to go down to Southampton, which is Echo Golf Hotel India. They don't tend to fly Airbuses into Southampton, but I bought the airfield. The runway is like 5,600 feet long, so it can easily take an Airbus. So I thought, let's go down there. Let's go and have a look at it. Because otherwise the flight down to Paris-Orly would have been like 2.5 hours, and that's a bit long. So I thought I'd break it up. That was the thinking. Bring that up. not in. Phoenix. Coming up, Bob. Thank you, 28 months. Do you have any ginger ale? Do you know, I can barely remember what ginger ale tastes like. Now, it's predicting a 1 hour 15 flight time out of 28 left, arriving into runway 2 or 02. Let's have a look at the routes. So got that. Blimey. So that'll take us over the southern part of Wales, and then we'll be descending over the what's that called, the Severn Estuary. Might see the Severn Estuary Bridge. Actually, that'll probably take you over the bridge. Or there's this kind of curved approach. I think this one's more interesting. I think that was just over land, and it's a bit meh. That looks like a fun one. It's a bit like that one. Might do that one actually, because this one here is like pretty direct, but this one kind of routes us over the south coast of Wales, which might be better eye candy. Rottiger SR, thank you for 3 months. So let's go with that one. It's got the same arrival anyway. Same departure, it's just a different route. What do I recommend for a new person getting into flight sim? Buy Microsoft Flight Simulator. Get yourself some controls that allow you to control rudder. The cheapest way is an Xbox controller, but I wouldn't recommend it. Ideally, you just want either a stick with a twist grip and a throttle. Like Logitech used to make a cheap one called the crikey, what was that called? I had one. A Logitech. Do they even make them anymore? Literally, it's a stick and it has a little throttle lever and you can twist for rudder. No, not the X52. I've got one in the attic, I'm sure I do. I'm sure they still make it. It's like 50 quid. Yeah, that's it, the 3D Pro. The Logitech Extreme 3D Pro. I don't know if they still make them, but if they do, they are pretty cheap entry. But there are many options, but don't spend too much money. And then go and watch some tutorials. I've heard there's a guy called Squirrel who did a bunch of great tutorials for new guys. I recommend those, obviously. But in all seriousness, just learn the basics of flying. Don't jump into an airliner and just be like, woohoo! You're not going to learn anything. You know, just learn the concepts of flight, and that will stand you in good stead. And see if you like it, and just have fun with it. Seriously, just have fun with it. Let's generate this. Go, bang. Just look at the scenery. What's the route you're doing? As an airways not. Hang on, Alex. So this. Let me give you the route. That was the routing. It was on that list. If you click view routes, it's like the 5th one down or something. You should find it. It should look like that. It's the slightly more scenic one that goes over the south coast of Wales. Right, yeah. 5.2 tons of block fuel. Let's see. 330, really? I wonder what Volanta will think about this. $330. They got it right that time. Interesting. Right then, let's jump on board. How's the A320 compared to the flyby Y1? I can't remember the flyby Y1 deeply enough. Put it this way, this plane is simulated to a level that I think you'll be happy with, and that's really what matters. Some people say that the PMDG used to be like the bar of which others were kind of compared to. Some say this is the new bar. Take from that what you will. Import. Six-minute load time, blimey. Let's go down here. Where I work, you make a lot of parts for the Airbus. Where's that? I might actually push back and then start my engines this time. Just for Alex. $44 cost index, Alex. You're saying you might do it the correct way. Well, you might do some things correctly as well. Just saying. What is it? Let he use without sin cast the first stone, Alex. Pessit 5 Alpha. Let's have a look at that. Runway 28 left. Pessit 5. That one, we have to be careful. Yeah, Pessit 5 Alpha. It's that one. Good to me, all the way down to CPT, that'll do. Right, happy with that. Okay. Init page B we can't do yet. Perf page we can probably start calculating based on prelim data. 28 left, dry surface, sync the load sheet 1+F, packs on, get the live weather, calculate. 30, 35, 35 and 68. Wait for all that. Thoughts on the Phoenix? I'm enjoying it, Master Joe. It's doing what I'm asking it to do, right? That's all you can ever ask. That's what I didn't do. I didn't stop that chrono. "70 people boarded. Let's get this stuff ready." If I've gone out at 28 left, it should be quite straightforward. Literally just taxi down here. Boom. Departure was... is it 5 Alpha or 5 Golf? 5 Alpha. You find it's very stutty on file, but at least the plane it works. Yeah, I think so. Like the only thing that I've really noticed that is a bit odd is pretty much when you're saying, like, you're coming in off your arrival and you're getting ready for your approach. And at some point, the way that it seems to handle speed goes a bit funny. I've had it more than once be descending, sort of turn onto the approach, and then power on. Just like randomly go up to like 230 knots and then come back down again. Like the speed just goes up, it just powers the engines up and then goes, oh, I don't need to do that, and brings it down again. There's something there that just needs ironing out, but without being able to exactly reproduce it, you know, I can't really send them. I could send them a clip of a video where it happens, but I couldn't tell them why it happened. You find it drops the speed too early when approach mode is activated. I found it powered on, not powered off. Wax on, not wax off. Let's see. Departure over to Pest. There's no constraints going on here. Absolutely none. Like, Ireland's like, yeah, whatever, bro. Go for it. Position altitude 5,000. Remain on Dublin Tower until passing 2,000 and contact Dublin ACC. Do not climb above flight level 90 until instructed by ATC. Alright, they're not that nice. We'll go 90 then. Situation just described often happens if the approach mode is not activated in the MCDU before intercepting the approach. Well, there you go. So I can't entirely eliminate pilot error, can I? If you arm the approach, Matty, it will start to go for approach speeds, won't it? But it will never go above your flap setting speed. That's how I understand it works. Right, I think we're fully boarded. So we can start looking at some checklists. Right, throttle levers, the idle. Ideas are all done. Seatbelt signs come on. Start the APU. No smoking signs are on. De-icer we don't need. Transponder should already be set to standby, which it is. Just wait for the APU to fire up. Guess we're doing it wrong then, I guess. This is the thing, Matty, like, we know that real Airbus pilots have been involved in testing this, so you know, either they know about the problem or we're just doing it wrong. And it behaves as it should if you don't do it right. But then again, the downside of having people like Airbus pilots is they don't usually test things the wrong way. They test them how it should behave, but now not what happens if you do something that you shouldn't. If you see what I mean. That's harder to test for. Sugar Glider Dude, thank you for 40 months. Double top bongos. Right, let's get the APU bleed on. Let's get rid of that external power. This means we should be able to bring in all the chocks and stuff. Get rid of all that. Get rid of the ground power unit. Okay, we are ready to go here. Are you fixed, Alex? Okay, APU started. Thrust levers idle. Engine area clear. Fuel pump switches to on. Mode selector. We can do in a second. So I'm going to push back, turn left. Will be the plan. Any news on getting toolbar pushback working with the Phoenix? Because I do miss it. This is okay, but toolbar 1 was better. Like, you don't even know when he's properly connected. You don't get much of a confirmation. This just gets enabled. Okay, engine start switch. Engine 1. Pushback 2 works for you in the Phoenix. It was recommended not to run it. The thing is that on the weekend for a free release, I ran it and it was fine all day Saturday and then crashed my sim on Sunday. I had to turn it off. So there wasn't much consistency. Necessary cause issues, but a lot of issues have been caused by running it. Yeah, that's what I mean. It's inconsistently. What I'm saying is the recommendation from Phoenix Sim still not to run it, or have they kind of said, "We found the problem, should be okay"? I just didn't sim link it, Matty. So if do you use that tool for sim linking? Because if you do, you just use that. You just go in and just unsim link it. And it takes the shortcut out, but leaves it all installed. If you don't, you should use it. Right. We've got 2 good starts. Didn't really monitor it, but yes, we appear to have 2 clean starts. So the APU bleed can come off, and the APU itself can come off. I should have put the beacon light on. Hey, Hannah. Mode selector back to normal. For taxi checklist probe heat window is set to normal. Heading indicator altimeter set. Well, altimeters are set, but the heading indicator's not. It's doing alright, Club Villain. 270, is good enough. Radios and avionics for departure. Autopilot set, don't activate. Wait, how do you set the autopilot but not activate it? How does that work? Flight director's coming on. Auto brake to the max. Elevator trim, I did not set that. Yeah, I'm just working through my checklist, Alex. You worry about your plane. Up 0.2. That's interesting. Initialize weights. Wait a second. Somebody didn't punch something in. Uh, 54.9 and 30. .2 tons. Wait, I didn't punch in the fuel, did I? Fuel on board. You're asking why the speed indicator weren't dashed. It was because the flight director wasn't on. Actually, I wasn't, but okay. Yeah, that's all set. Leave that on the perf page, put on the flight plan page. That's not what I meant, Alex, is what I'm saying. See what I mean? I just zoomed out and just knocked that again. It's really annoying. Right, flight controls, 0.2 up. Flight controls set. Flaps 1, armor spoilers. Flaps are out. Takeoff config. Okay, takeoff config. There we go. I think it means you don't push the button in. Yeah, that was the bit I can't understand. Is that autopilot thing? Let's see. Autopilot. Flight directions on. Auto brake. Elevator trim. Flight controls done. Taxi light on. Are you ready to rock and roll, Alex? Looks like you are. Looks like if we hook a left, we can go to Echo 1. Numero, how you doing? It's getting a bit cloudy here. Right, so 8 left. Echo 1. I should have already started the chrono. Right, let's see. Landing lights can come on. Takeoff data, PTDI's transponder. Let's do it. No stop bar lights. They don't always have them. Approach is clear. Right, thrust set. 100 knots. Definitely felt like it was getting chucked around a bit then. Going down that runway. I think that's in. There we go, climb D10. Flaps coming up. So one thing that's annoying is trying to get the gating on the thrust lever. Oh, that is a nice departure, look at that. Yeah, as I'm saying, the clouds are getting thicker and greyer. Absolutely, Alex. That is the one thing they're designed to do. When you open up the game, it gives you a black screen, noodles. I had that about 4 months ago. And if I was honestly scratching my head over this one. I reinstalled it completely from fresh and it didn't fix it. I think you can try, and I've said this before, reinstall the Visual C++ libraries on your PC. Get the latest ones from Microsoft, reinstall them, and it might just help you. Look at those fluffy clouds. Should be on standard pressure and everything, but I don't want to leave this lovely departure. Spoilers. Whiteland, how you doing? Let's get above the clouds, then we'll unleash the passengers. There. Landing lights are off. Backs are unleashed. Awesome to see me on Twitch, Rumfit. I've been here for a few years, but welcome. Right, while we're climbing out, I'm just going to go and check on the dogs. Mrs. Squirrel is out all day, so the dogs are doing their own things. I'm just going to check on the dogs and make a cup of tea while we're climbing out. I'll just leave you with that view. And I should BRB. Let's try and catch up on things. It's not a long flight, so we need to get ahead of the game. Mr. Kayla, thank you for a year. Happy anniversary. Greetings from France, thank you. We'll be going to France today. Sugar Glider Dude, thank you very much. What was I going to do? So the predicted was runway 02 off the CPT-1 Sierra. I have not even looked at the charts for this. Let's have a look. Arrival. Must be that one. How does it seem right? CPT is that one. Oh, I see. Bag up Compton down that way. Wait, how do we get onto 1 Sierra from there? Onto 02. This looks like fun. They've got an ILS into 02, but they don't have it into 20, sorry. It'll be a VOR, DME, racetrack or a base turn. Hey. This could get interesting. VOR, DME, what's the racetrack look like? You're welcome, Ramfit. VOR, DME base turn for 02. Let's see if we can punch that in. Let's just check the METAR again. Zero 10, 8 knots. It definitely 02 landing. 20 would have been a lot easier, but it's not to be. Oh boy. Right, let's have a look. Flight plan. So it'll bring us in like this, and then we do basically a teardrop entry, like that, is what it looks like. Top of descent, too steep path ahead. Too steep path ahead, okay. So it's not going to tell me where the path is too steep, just that the path is too steep. This could be a front approach, Alex. Compton, PEP, flight level 107. We're going to be chucking the brakes out and everything, I think. Flight level, what, 9,000 feet at SAP? No. Yeah, there's no way. It can't. There's no way it can come in at 3,000 feet at SAP and then mysteriously drop down to, or 9,000 feet at SAP. No way. That is not happening. That is not happening. So going to this, you have to be 090 at SAP, which means, Alex, we're going to have to manually vector out, I think, because we can't teardrop in the way that it wants. We're going to have to like go out over the Isle of Wight a bit and come back in, I think. So maybe the trick here, we'll see about that. Yeah, well, you're going to be 9,000 feet here. Either you ignore that constraint, or you're going to have to drop 9,000 feet in like 10 DME, which is not going to happen. So I think there's a radial out of SAM, which is 198. and then just keep that while we lose altitude. Is what I'm thinking. You can't, you can't lose 9,000 feet. That kind of space. More or less, Alex. Actually, let me just quickly look at the actual. So we want to be interception rate 3,000. Yeah, so we want to be. That's the area 1700. I think we want to get to about 2,000 feet. Actually, about probably 3,000 feet start the turn. You should be able to get round and down then. So I'd say 3,000 by 8 DME out of Sam, I think. Should do it. Like when we get to 3,000 out of here somewhere, then we turn. Is what I'm thinking. At Sierra, we need to be 1,700. It's not even got Sierra on there, has it? It's got MDO2. It's MDO2. There's MDO2. Blimey. FDO2 is here. 1,700. So that's what we're looking for. 1,700 at FDO2. It's got 796. That's bonkers. Why has it got 796? It literally says 1,700 feet here. And then down. Did I put that in the wrong place? Right, let's get some fixes in there. So we want 10 nautical at the airfield. So runway 02, so 019, so 199. Then I think we wanted one at Sam. 34 miles, that'd be that one. For that one we had a radial of 198, I think. went for VOR 02 by someone and don't have a 9,000 feet restriction. Hang on, what did you do? VOR 02. Oh, you went via San Juan. Hang on. What the heck? Airports. EGHI. Why can't I not choose arrival? Arrival. You chose VOR. I chose VOR 02, but then I chose. Can't click it anymore. I chose the CPT arrival, but I think you've gone via Sam 1, did you say? Or Sam 2? I think you might have done that. Maybe that changed it a bit. Oh, look at that. It's teardropped it. That's literally what we were going to do. It's teardropped it right out. Interesting. There's no 9,000 foot restriction. Yeah, because we're not following the CPT 1S, that's why. So it doesn't give us the same restriction. Alright, we'll take that. Let's get the performance data in. Try runway 02. $57.58 tons. What the heck? 58.0. Thank you. Max reverse low brake. Flat metal. Right, you're going to need medium brakes, Alex. Otherwise it ain't happening, bro. Make sure I don't miss top of descent. You figured, yeah. One 028, 0108 knots. Okay, that data's in there. I'm not sure it kept my fixes though. I think it might have thrown them away. $199 out of EGHR, 198 out of SAM. It hasn't seemed right. This radial here, 198 out of SAM, should be lining up with this, but it's not. Even medium brake's going to be close. Might have to go manual. Like I say, it's 5,600 feet, Alex. It should be plenty. Yeah, if I float it, then we're going to be in trouble. CPT's in. 83 nautical. Right, but sending shortly, Alex. You get uncomfortable on a 6,500 foot runway IRL, 6,000 with limit emergency. Yeah, they don't normally chuck Airbuses into here. Well, I think it'd be fine. Time for a custard cream before landing. Why are you not descending? I'm literally clicking this in and it's not descending. Weird. Yeah, so that's the Bristol down there. That's the Bristol Channel. I have indeed the flying cod. PMDG flies really well. I was a bit disappointed with the documentation. Probably Tesco. they do indeed, Pep. Just need volume controls. I will bother, but why do you ask particularly? Yeah, I think so. I also may or may not be a controller on. Ah, yes, that's the real reason. I wonder what a controller over Southampton would say if I say I'm coming in with an Airbus. We get a bit freaked out. Kiv, thank you for 20 months. Heavy, thank you for 15. Looks fine. Top of the screen, Abril Mac. Missed table tennis. Wait, Vine, are you talking about like actual table tennis or table tennis on TV? Let's see what we got here. Wait till we're past 10k. Like table tennis is a sport with a disability sports, got you.